This is a lecture from Open Tuition. To benefit from the lecture, you should download the free lecture notes from opentuition.com.
Okay, so let's use the knowledge that we developed from the previous video about how to record the value of the lease liability at the present value of the minimum lease payments, and to record the value of that right of use asset alongside their subsequent measurement within an example. So what we have here is it asks us to demonstrate how the lease will be accounted for in the financial statements. So again, we're looking predominantly here at the statement of financial position and the statement of profit or loss. So in the SFP, we've got the right of use asset and the lease liability. And in profit or loss, we have depreciation and interest. It's told that we're looking at it over a 5-year period, so that must be the length of the lease. The key thing when we're looking at the calculations, particularly for the lease liability and its associated interest, is that we need to look at when the payments are made. Are they made in advance or are they made in arrears? That's really, really important. So what we've got here, the 1st of January 2015, so we'll assume that it is a December year end. We entered into a 5-year lease of machinery. Machinery has a useful life of 6 years. So remember, when we're depreciating it, and we depreciate it over the shorter of the useful life and the lease term. Here, the lease term is the shorter. So the depreciation is going to be over 5 years, isn't it? Not the 6 years of the useful life. The annual lease payments are $5,000 per annum, with the first payment made on the 1st of January 2015. So that payment there is at the start of the lease period, so is therefore in advance. We're then told to obtain the lease plum enters into or incurs initial direct costs of $1,000 in relation to the arrangement of the lease, but the lessor agrees to reimburse. I suppose that should say plum, shouldn't it? But there we go, $500. Okay, there we go. Excellent. Getting confused, my pears and my plums. There we go. So the key bit is the direct cost of $1,000. That's going to be added to the value of the right of use asset, and then there's a $500 deduction, which is it goes and nets off against the value of, is it the right of use asset. We're told the rate implicit in the lease, so what the discounting has been done at is 5%, and we're given the present value of those lease payments. So the present value of the $5,000 per annum is $22,730. Excellent. There we go. So let's go through and have a look at the various bits and pieces. So if we're looking initially, so is it there on the 1st of January 2015? Then what we're going to have there is that the lease liability is the 22,730. So that's the present value of those lease payments. And then that right of use asset starts off with the 22,730. We add on the 1,000. We deduct the 500. And if my mental arithmetic is right, is it 23,230? So that's, if you like, your initial treatment, isn't it? You've got a lease liability on the SFP of 22,730, and then a right of use asset of 23,230. To get the easier marks first, So with regard to the asset, so remember the asset is carried at cost less accumulated depreciation. So your depreciation expense per annum is the 23230 divided by, was it, the shorter period being the lease period of 5 years. And again, working that on your calculator is that 4646. So we will recognise 4646 within profit or loss each year, and the value of the asset is reduced by a corresponding amount recorded in accumulated depreciation each year. Okay, that's it. Pretty straightforward, I think. In terms of the liability, well, this is where it's a little bit more tricky, and something that we need to observe here is that our payments are in advance. So they're at the start of the lease period, because when we're looking to work out the value of the liability, we're going to draw up a lease liability table. Now, when you're looking at the payments being made in advance, you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just quickly check my notes. 6 columns. Okay. So give yourself enough space across the paper to fit in 6 columns, because the first column looks at the year. So clearly year 1. We look at the brought forward figure. So we know here that that is 22730. And when we're making payments in advance, we draw up this table in chronological order. So looking at how things appear, how they happen. So if we're making payments in advance, the first thing that happens is that we pay cash, which was there at 5,000. That cash payment reduces the value of the liability. So we can look at the value of the outstanding liability, which is 17,730. You then work out the interest on that outstanding liability, because that liability of 17,730 has been in place for all of the year. So that 5% of 17,730 is 887. So we add that interest. That's what appears within the statement of profit or loss alongside any depreciation, and that gives me, is it 18,617. Once you've got it for year 1, years 2 onwards then follow suit. But it's the set out of the table that's vitally important. So what you've got in the following years is it 18,617. Again, 5,000 is paid to give me 13,617. 681, and is it 14,298. Excellent. Year 3, we have 14,298. The liability is reduced by the payment of 5,000 to give me 9,298. I apply the 5% at 465, to which I then add to the 9,298 to give me 9,763. Year 4, 9,763. Reduced by 5,000 to give me 4,763. 5% of that give me 237, and this is where it's then quite clever, because it's probably a bit of give and take with rounding, but that then comes to the 5,000, because what should then happen is that when you make the final payment in the next year, That clears off the liability right at the very start of the year because you've finished all of your payments. You've made the 5th payment, so there's no liability outstanding at all for that 5th year, and therefore there is no interest applied to it either. There we go. So what you would then have effectively is that in the statement of profit or loss, you have interest for each of those 4 years. And then on the statement of financial position, you then have your lease liability for each of those 4 years. In the 5th and final year, there is no interest. There is no liability because you paid everything off. Excellent. There we go. If you've got any questions, throw them on the Ask the Tutor forum on the Open Tuition website. That's where you're going to get answers to your questions. If you post them elsewhere, it's unlikely that I will see them.